People do want to be seen and they want to be acknowledged as the unique individuals that they are.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode here on The Compass with Dr. Matthew Norton, a show about guiding growth through coaching. This is episode 4, and so excited to be back, Matthew, with you. I know today's episode, you're going to get into the power of personalization. So I know we're going to frame this out more along the lines of, personalized coaching, your certification program, and how they can look at things through the, personalized lens per se, right? I mean, I think when I think about people choosing to be a coach or the field that they coach in, I know that there has to be a level of personalization as far as like how they're going to help people. And I know that's what you're going to get into today. So it's good to see you back. How you doing?
Good to see you too. And I'm doing well. And I can't believe it's already episode 4. So we're going to keep going.
I love it. And yeah, we want to let everybody know whether you're listening to this on iTunes, Spotify, or YouTube, and you're an audio type of podcaster, or you're watching it on any of Matthew's social media channels, be sure to subscribe to the podcast. That way, each time we upload a new episode, it'll come through on your listening device of choice. All right, Matthew, let's get into this concept of the power of personalization when it comes to coaching and where you want to start.
Well, I'm a word guy. So as a word person, I like, even when I know the meaning of words, I like to look them up just to see if I can get some nuance. So I looked up the word personal, and personal means relating to or done for a particular person. And personalize means adapted to the specific needs of an individual. So my company is named People Plus Purpose, and to be effective, the work that we do must be tailored for each individual owner, team, and business. Purpose itself, whether we're talking life or business, is personal. I mean, it's specific to us. And all of our people relationships, whether we're talking about marriage or friends or leaders with team members or clients, those are all personal. I mean, each one happens with a specific individual person, right? So for coaching to be most applicable, most powerful, most transformative, really, it's got to be designed for and adapted to the specific people that are involved. So I guess I could, just to shorten that, say in business, we serve specific people. So what I bring to each of my clients is always different. They are different people, and what they need is different. However, there's a challenge with that. To be able to serve and customize for a specific person, we need to be able to see that person's values, their strengths, their unique genius, and even their weaker areas as well. So people do want to be seen and they want to be acknowledged as the unique individuals that they are. So personalization in that regard is critically important.
So when you're trying to personalize this process, what tends to be the first thing that kind of crops up as you make that decision to start to do this? What do you typically see? What are some of the challenges and issues?
Well, I think the primary one is that we generally aren't very accurate in objectively seeing the person that we're serving. I mean, we think we see them, but we have so many lenses, so many filters that affect our perception. All of the life experiences that we've had up to that moment with that person, all of our biases and preferences, they cloud our ability to see. And this starts like in the business world in hiring. If you're responsible for a part of a hiring process, a big part of the challenge is being able to see that person for who they are, that they're appearing in a particular context, in this hiring context, bringing a certain part of themselves to that. We're making a lot of decisions off of how well they perform in that limited context. But what we see that we believe is more objective is really colored by a lot of what we're bringing to that moment. And this is also true when it comes to seeing how to develop them over time, how to make sure that our expectations are reasonable of that person. So I think one of the key pieces is that we are a key part of every interaction that we're appearing in with people.
You and I were talking some time back about the story that you have of like seeing your reflection in the window. Could you talk a little bit about that and how that connects with, you know, what you just shared here as far as the different types of lens and perspectives, I guess you should say filters that we go through when trying to actually serve somebody.
Yeah, yeah, great. I love that story. And it's kind of based on the fact that when it comes to blind spots and weaknesses, we tend to see those more easily in other people than we see them in ourselves. However, we can't see others clearly because we don't see ourselves clearly. um, we don't see how our view of others is affected by our part in that relational dynamic. So, yeah, so I got this story from Graham Duncan, who is the co founder of East Rock Capital. And he talks about uh, how the challenge of trying to explain to someone as standing in front of a window with the right lighting, maybe looking out at a sunny day outside, trying to explain to them how they can see their own reflection in that window. And it might seem silly to think who wouldn't have already had that experience, but if you just imagine that you hadn't, the tendency is to look through the window and to look at what's going on out there. You can see a car driving by, you can see somebody walking their dog, you can see the the leaves beginning to come back out on the trees as spring arrives. You can see all these different things. And so the tendency in explaining that is the person then keeps going on and describing what they're seeing out there and is having a very difficult time being able to notice themselves and in that reflection. And so to try to then help further to say, well, look more closely, look closer to yourself, and you'll be able to see that there's your face between you and all those things that are going on out there. But the person continually looks past that and sees what else is happening outside. So I think the the evidence there is how much we are coloring and influencing what we're seeing and experiencing, and that we don't see very close to ourselves the lens of our own perceptions that are between us and the out there that we're describing. So Graham Duncan then, as a result of all of his experience in the world of hiring and in the world of development, and through that story, is a huge fan of assessments. Um, and so that's pretty much what I've come to, is that there is a massive value that comes from using strengths-based assessments. They reveal insights about a person from a deeper subconscious level that they couldn't easily tap into on their own, and also that we can't easily detect as a coach to be able to help them. So it also helps us as coaches to be able to see our own viewing lenses more effectively as we understand our own assessment insights.
So one of the things that I like about your work, and it's actually, I guess, the subtitle of this podcast called The Compass, right? It's guiding growth, through coaching. And so I think that's a great correlation with these assessments, right? So can you talk about how you use the assessments to guide this personalization, right? Because after hearing what you've said and talking about the filters and all the different things that we go through, obviously those assessments play a big part in guiding, people to the next level. So you can just talk a little bit about that process and how you actually do this.
Yeah. Um, I'm often told by people after they've completed assessments and I'm doing a debrief, kind of applying the insights to their life, to their business with them initially, people have often said, wow, I mean, you know me better than already, and we've never met before, than so many people in my life. And in fact, maybe better than I know myself. And I've thought about that many times, and and I believe that the insights that I'm getting from the assessments make that greatly true. uh, it's a way of being able to I cheat. I'll tell people I'm cheating, right? Because I kind of feel like I do have a gift in this area. B, I have spent 26 years involved in assessments and applying the insights from them. Um, but it's a way of gathering data from people about themselves in a way that they would never know to say, right? So in the area of coaching, the unique person that's in front of you, having personalized, uh, assessment guided uh, insights means that you are able to see their values. You can see their strengths. You can see the weaker areas that they have. You can get a glimpse into their purpose, into their dreams, into the opportunities that are out there for them as a unique person. To see their blockages and their stuck places more clearly, those that are needing a breakthrough. Um, and uh, First, you're trying to see all of those elements, and then you use those insights to be able to guide what actions need to be taken for that person. How do I then assist in helping you break through and move forward in particular areas based upon what we learned there? So that's in the coaching realm, but also in the coach certification training realm, having personalized assessments to guide you means it means that you can better see and understand yourself as a coach. Um, uh, you can better see and understand the person that you're working with, and your ability to guide breakthrough progress improves dramatically as a result of that. So it becomes really much more like we're having a key that is a perfect fit for that lock. Back to personalization. If I'm going to try to guide a door to open for someone to get a breakthrough to enter into something new, then I want to have as customized a key for that lock as I can. So uh, it helps us see in that coaching process how to do that dance, that guidance mentoring dance with each unique individual. So I think the assessments, for the coach, provide the opportunity to learn who you are as a coach, uh, who you will best coach, how you will best coach, um, and also how to adapt your style and your approach for each uniquely different person that's in front of you.
So I think I may know the answer to this question, but with all the assessments that you've done over the years, what typically is the initial response once somebody completes it and you share with them the results? I mean, I'm sure there's some outliers, but what is the typical response that you have heard from people like when they completed their assessment?
Yeah, they can't believe that it's so true. I mean, they continue to tell me that I with rare exception, that it is so true. And often also for those people who initially might be considered an outlier, right? Those people that would say, I'm not 100% certain if this is right or not. I'll give some context. I'll connect maybe a dimension from one of the assessments and connect it to something else that maybe is going on differently in one of the other assessments. And when we look at how those blend, then it's like, oh, okay, all right, that makes sense then. I got it. You're right. So it is amazing how accurate it can be. And that's the value of good assessments, to be able to draw those out.
Well, and so much so, I think as we wrap this episode, you and I have been talking over the last couple of weeks. I'm really excited. I know you're putting together the final touches, and so it's going to be, just a little while. Maybe we'll talk about this in the next episode. But I know you're putting together a plan to actually make the assessments that you have put together, your, assessments that you've built, available to people. I know you believe very strongly in the value of these, and it does lead to breakthroughs, and it does lead to people kind of moving to the next step. So I know that you're putting together some exciting news around that as far as some weekly assessments, not weekly assessments, but like your assessments in general that people could take to kind of
Right.
help them. And then the other thing that I just wanted to have you share a little bit was your idea around the weekly discussion groups and some things that you're working on there in an effort to build this community, just to get people to start talking about, I've been wanting to coach, but maybe it's some of those initial pieces that, like, maybe just starting the company, or like the little things that might stop somebody from actually following their passion of cooking because they're caught up in that. So I'd just love to have you talk maybe a little bit about your vision for these weekly discussion groups.
Yeah, thank you, John. So yes, I we don't know what we don't know, right? And people are busy and they're not sure always, is do I need this? Will this be a benefit for me? Everything is kind of hypothetical until we actually, put our toe in the water and find that indeed it is wet. Uh, and so offering my core four assessments, my feeling, and the reason I'm doing this is more than a feeling. I'm certain that for anyone who actually experiences the core four assessments, that they will see the value in what's possible for their own growth as a leader, for their ability to work with their team, to have improvements in communication and conflict resolution, to be able to see new opportunities for growth and development and greater profitability. All those elements they lie within the insights from the core four assessments. And so, yes, we're going to make that available. So for anyone who is joining us, hearing our messages in the podcast, they'll be able to click a link and be able to have access to a free core four package, and those all come with reports. And then I think that will help kind of demystify a bit. And also, as far as demystifying and answering, where are those places? I think even you had said to me, John, getting unstuck right out of the gate, right? What's stopping us from taking action, either to begin a coaching career, or to take our coaching career to the next level of success and fulfillment? There's a lot of different components where we might stumble. And so we're going to put together what I'm tentatively at least calling the coaching compass discussion group. And so we're going to have regular Zoom meetings it'll be me on there live, inviting you, and we'll be delivering specific insights and strategies. My plan is to bring some other guests to contribute in some of those areas too, to share about areas that might not be my greatest strength, right? We're talking strengths-based assessments. So to be able to help you be able to get launched or to get moving forward and get those breakthroughs you're looking for.
Yeah, it's super exciting. I have a colleague of mine right now, and she is getting ready to venture into the world of, consulting and coaching, and she's got great skills and great relationships. And we were just having a conversation though, and she's like, "Well, how do I even start my company?" Or, you know what I mean? And so I got thinking to myself after we had that conversation, and you and I have been talking about this. It was like, you don't want those simple things, right, to be the difference between someone who has a passion for wanting to help somebody in this world of coaching prevent them from doing that. So I'm so excited that you're doing this. I think this is going to be, good, and open the doors, like you mentioned, Matthew, for a lot of people that they want to coach in their specific field. And I know the topic today is personalization, right? So let's help them, figure out what they can personalize, and more importantly, kind of have this group that you're going to help kind of facilitate that along. So super excited about it. I know that you're getting all the details, squared away. And so soon to be out there on all your
Yeah.
channels.
Yeah. Thank you, John. I'm excited about it too. And I thank you for your input and contributions to the process as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, any final thoughts as we wrap today on this
Uh,
subject?
I'm just so excited about the direction that this is going. If anybody can't tell, I love what I get a chance to do every day. I love understanding people. I love helping people have breakthroughs to get to the next level. So everything that we're working on has that full intention of being able to help each individual, unique, person, a personalized person, uh, be able to get the breakthroughs and get to the next step. So it's all going to be good.
Yeah, and the timing is awesome. I think we have never been, just my opinion, we have never been in a better time, I feel, where there are so many tools and resources out there for individuals to follow their path, follow what they're passionate about, mix that together in an industry or field where they can monetize that, they can, and while making a difference at the same time. And I think that's that bridge that you're building for people, right? It's kind of like to get them from where they are and what they're excited about to actually, in motion, working with people and helping people. So exciting stuff. And want to thank everybody for watching. Again, subscribe to The Compass on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, as Matthew continues to share his insight around this awesome subject. So until next time, we'll see you later, Matthew.
Thank you, John.